that just lets you know how old I really am now. But Lou Holtz was the former coach of Notre Dame football. And Lou had three very basic rules he asked of his players. Number one was do the right thing. Two was whatever you do, do to the best of your ability. And three, care about one another. And when I looked at those rules and I reviewed them, I said, you know what, Nancy, you could have played football for Lou Holtz. And as I thought about the fact that I only get 3 minutes to talk tonight, so I got to be fairly quick on this, but I thought, how do I best fit Nancy into those rules? And there were three things. I look at Nancy, who I met while I was a director at Lifetouch, and at the time I think she was president of National School Studios, which was about a $800 million division of Lifetouch, and really was the lifeline for Lifetouch at that time. But when I talked about Nancy, I thought about it's her character, it's her courage, and it's her compassion. And I think that aligns very well with what Lou Holtz talked about. When I talk about character, I'm really talking about values. And when I talk about values, the real cornerstone of values is integrity. One once said that, if you have integrity, nothing else matters. If you don't have integrity, nothing else matters. And with Nancy, integrity is first and foremost. And she has the ability to combine this with an extremely strong work ethic. I don't know if you know, but Nancy came from a little town, Gibbon, Minnesota, which is down in southern Minnesota. And by the way, Nancy, you'd be proud to know this. Gibbon, I think, is the number 6th ranked 1A football team in the state of Minnesota right now, and they're undefeated. But Nancy, growing up in a small community like that, working with her father and her grandfather, developed a tremendous work ethic. And when you take the strong values she has combined with a really strong work ethic, it's really easy to develop trust in her, and with the strong integrity. Governance is a hot buzzword today. I'll tell you, Nancy lives it every day and always has. You take that, when you've got strong values, it's real easy to move into the area when I talk about courage. And when I'm talking about courage, I'm talking about having the confidence to address the tough issues that we face every day as board members. And the one thing about Nancy that I always admired was she knows how to ask. When you got courage, you know how to ask the right questions, not in a demeaning way, not in a demoralizing way, but she got right to the point. She was able to, view things in a more strategic view. I always said that during all my years of serving on boards, it wasn't the directors I was most impressed with were not the ones that had all the right answers sitting around the table. It was the ones who really asked the right questions, because that's what stimulates thought and really gets people thinking about what they should be doing and what they could be, not what they are. And finally, I'll talk about compassion. Nancy has a great appreciation for the people and the organization. She understands that people are the most important asset you have in an organization, and she knows how to work with them. She knows how to get engagement, which I think is a huge, huge issue not only within the management team, within the board. And Nancy, during the time that I've worked with her and observed her, she's just done a tremendous job of that. So with that, I'm not going to say a whole lot more. I think my 3 minutes may be up. And I think you really ought to be listening to Nancy, not to me. She's the one that's got the real words of wisdom here tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Bernie, for those kind words. It's been fun to work together over all of these years and then hear what he saw, right? You're a little nervous. What's the story he's going to tell? So thank you very much, Bernie, for that. I am honored, I'm humbled, and I'm proud to receive this award, and I would be remiss if I didn't share with you what my oldest son said. He said, "Mom, just think of it as an extension of your birthday party, which was Monday." So it's a way for me to extend the celebration, and so I am very honored to be here tonight to receive this award. You know, my journey to the boardroom was really first inspired through the voices of the executives that showed up for the Executives Perspectives class at the University of St. Thomas with Tom Halloran. It had a profound effect on how I thought about leadership, and I would tell you it was a fitting grand finale for my MBA that inspired me to really begin to explore the leadership journey to the boardroom in my 30s. What does that mean? How should I think about this? And it inspired and ignited in my leadership journey the ability to articulate a goal, to earn the reputation as a difference maker at the executive level first, and then earn the right to serve on boards, and ultimately be part of a board that was fit for the future and was dedicated to earn the reputation to be called a strategic asset by the organizations and the communities that it served. So today I stand before you to be recognized as a director whose leadership has impacted the overall performance and future opportunity of an organization is truly an honor. Today is a moment for me to be both humble and proud. It is also a moment that requires reflection and recognition of the work of a director, because I think it's changing. I would argue that it's becoming more important as the world becomes more complex and more connected. The demands of leadership at every level are accelerating, and there is no perfect leadership solution. Individually, we are all incomplete, but together with a carefully assembled team at both the executive level and the board level, we stand a chance of uniting around a mission, embracing our differences as a point of strength to chart our path forward. Working together to be a good catch team, not a gotcha team, we can embrace our collective perspective and know that together we can figure it out. So I would say thank you to Twin City Business for taking the time to honor the outstanding directors, and to Ann Sample and the Navigate Forward team for the nomination. And I would also say thank you to the fierce leaders, many of which are in this room, in this community, who have been tested by your own journey, and yet have walked beside me and challenged me and demanded that I find my own strength to stand on your shoulders and become full size so that I too can inspire others to do the same. And finally, to my family, my son Eric and Jorgen, my husband Brian, for supporting my leadership journey and dedicated efforts to the work that matters to me. A true marker that none of us travel this journey alone. So I am honored, I'm humbled, and I'm proud to accept this reward and the responsibility that comes with it to continue to raise the bar for the future of leadership in the boardroom. So thank you very much.